Hey there, folks. I'm meteorologist Matt Barentine in the Foxton News Storm Tracker Center, keeping an eye on some major issues over the next few days, particularly across the deep south. We're looking at a true ice storm that's shaping up for a good chunk of the south. In fact, this is one of the most widespread possibilities I've ever seen. I've been doing this for more than 20 years now, so this is going to be a major impactful event that a lot of folks will be dealing with over the next several days. For us, we're going to be kind of on the periphery, kind of on the edges, but I still do expect some impacts from all of this. So let me go ahead now, folks are sort of joining. Let me flip it around and get you onto my maps here so we can... So I got to kind of adjust things a little bit here for you. All right, so obviously this morning it's kind of chilly. It's 36 right now in Mobile. We got a wind chill of 27 and a wind chill of 37 in Pensacola. So obviously pretty cold to start the day here for us. So you're going to have to bundle up if you're going to have anything going early on here for your Valentine's Day. Here's some of the wind chills around the area. Look at this, 20s and 30s. So really very, very cold here to start the day with very uncomfortable as well. The day, though, won't be too bad. I mean, we're not looking at any major rain or anything today. We could have some light mist in the air every once in a while. But nothing significant is expected here for today. Temperatures will stay cold and brisk in the 40s. So it's going to be a chilly day here for our Valentine's Day. A good day to stay inside and get that fire going, right? That is what we're looking at for Valentine's Day. All right, so here, this is it, folks. Like I said, I've been doing this more than 20 years. I'm pretty sure I have never seen a winter storm watches and warning setup that looks like this. In other words, it covers this much territory. I mean, look at just Texas. I mean, it's the entire state, all the way down to the tip down there at Brownsville, all the way up there to the Panhandle, back towards El Paso. I mean, the whole state. Then you got all of Oklahoma, all of Arkansas, nearly all of Louisiana, nearly all of Mississippi, parts of North Alabama, good chunks of Tennessee and Kentucky. Whoops, about to lose my... Get that thing stuck on there. All right. And so, I mean, I've just, like I said, I don't think I've ever seen that before, not in my memory here. So what about for us? Like I said, we're going to be kind of on the edge of all this. It's going to be right through here. That is Greene County, Washington County, Clark County. So our northwestern counties are going to be included in the advisory for this. And what's the biggest issue? The biggest issue will be icing. This isn't about getting a bunch of snow. This is about ice. And ice is obviously the stuff that you don't really want to get. So what we're looking at right now is some rain to our east. The winter system is to our west. Today, we're in between these two systems, and things are fairly quiet. But there is the big system cranking out west. Here's some cold rain. Oh, by the way, if you're a NASCAR fan and you'll be watching the Daytona 500 day here on Fox, they're going to have issues. So I would anticipate delays. Sidebar note there. But this is what we're going to be watching out for as this develops the next couple of days. So I'm going to show you, this is a high-resolution model from IBM. 3 o'clock, we're okay. North winds, cloudy conditions. And there's that system cranking here over Texas, Arkansas, Louisiana. And that continues. That's midnight. I'm going to zoom down a little bit. This is Monday morning. We might start seeing a few showers here, but bulk of the stuff is still to the west of us at this point. I mean, just a massive ice storm going on across Louisiana and then into Mississippi at that point. 10 a.m. Now, here's where things get interesting for us. Here is the cold rain. Here is where it begins to mix with sleet and freezing rain. And that moves into our area probably around noontime. And once again, like I said, we're on the edge of all this. But we really could see some icing on bridges and overpasses, particularly north of I-10 and west of 65. This is the area where we could possibly see some icing on bridges and overpasses. What has to happen is that the rain falls, and of course the bridges, because air can go underneath them, they'll freeze faster, almost like a flash freeze. And that's when you could have real issues out on the road. So Monday afternoon, Monday night, Tuesday morning, could be some treacherous travel across parts of our area. So we're going to have to really watch out for that possibility here for us. I mean, this is, you see those little signs on every bridge that says bridge may ice in the winter. This is why they have those signs, for these rare occasions when that possibility is actually out there, and that possibility will be out there for us Monday night and going into Tuesday morning. All right, so I'm going to show you a different model now. This is the HRRR. It's a different high-resolution model. Here's 6 a.m. Monday, and here's 9 a.m. And so this model shows almost the same exact thing. So it's very interesting. It gives us some ideas here of what can happen when the models are very, very similar. There's noon Monday, and you can see the back edge of all this where the snow and ice is mixing, or the ice, I should say, is going to be into our interior counties, and then mainly a cold rain out ahead of this. So once again, I'll be watching to see if some of this cold rain will freeze. It just depends on how quickly that cold air gets in here. If it gets in here quick enough to freeze some of that rain that's still out there on bridges and stuff. And that's a real possibility going into Monday afternoon. So get ready. We're going to have some very sloppy weather over the next few days. Obviously, here's why this is dangerous or treacherous. When you have dry conditions, 45 miles per hour, your car will stop in under 100 feet. But once you start getting slushy to icy conditions, you can see how much greater the stopping distances are. So that's what we're going to have to watch out for, see if any ice is forming out there on some of our bridges and overpass. Sorry about that. This thing does not want to stay. We have an issue in our Fox 10 News Now Center. I can't get some of the equipment to work, so I had to go off the phone. And not as reliable as obviously. All right, so next few days, obviously cold today, cold tomorrow, icy mix inland. Look what happens Tuesday morning. That's your Fat Tuesday. Well down in the 20s to start off with, only in the 40s for highs that day. And then it's not just the temperature, it's going to be the wind chill. This is Tuesday morning. Wind chills down in the teens on Tuesday morning. I mean, just an absolute frigid blast. I mean, this is about as cold as we ever get. So I usually don't like the word extreme when we talk about weather because, most weather happens, every once in a while. But this, even for us, is pretty extreme, what we're going to be experiencing the next few days with the possibility of some ice and then, of course, these wind chills down into the teens. And there's the 7-day outlook once again. Frigid conditions for that Tuesday. Some more showers possible Wednesday night on into Thursday. Some more rain, I should say. And things will improve towards the end of next week. But until then, you notice these are cold days for us. Real cold days. Down the 20s Tuesday and Wednesday morning. Wind chills likely in the teens. Obviously, the icy mix possibilities on Monday. If you're just joining a little late, I'm gonna pop up one of these models again. I'll do the HRRR. This is Monday morning, and today's fine. Today's just going to be cloudy and cold. And here comes that system, and you can see cold rain changing over to freezing rain and sleet. And as it gets into our area, as is typical, we're very, very marginal with this stuff. We're not going to see a widespread icing event. Our real problem is going to be that rain that falls, then freezing on bridges and overpasses after the system passes through. That is a possibility that we're going to have to watch out for, particularly north of I-10 and west of 65, where that cold air comes in fastest. That is where we could see some ice glazes on those bridges and overpasses in particular as this system moves in. So a lot to watch out for the next few days. I know I kind of had to fit a lot of that in there. So a lot to watch out for. Just straight up cold day for your Valentine's Day. Cloudy, but rain chances only around 20%. There's some mist in the air every once in a while, but it's nothing significant. And then we go to tomorrow. The rain should start sometime, probably late morning. Very cold rain that'll happen. Temperatures will be in the 40s for most of us. Then as we move inland, that temperature will be a little bit colder, and that's why there is going to be some changeover to a sleet and freezing rain. This isn't a snow event. This is a sleet and freezing rain event, just the way the setup looks. And obviously, once again, that could cause some real problems on especially elevated bridges and overpasses. And the reason why that is because the cold air can get up underneath those surfaces and then freeze whatever water's left. Typically what happens, rain will fall and then it'll evaporate or it'll drain off before it gets cold enough to freeze it up into ice. This time, cold enough air is coming in fast enough to where it's a better possibility of seeing some of that water that's on the bridges and overpasses actually freeze up before it can completely drain off or before it can completely evaporate off. So that's why this system's a little different and why we're going to have to watch for that possibility coming up Monday afternoon, Monday evening, Tuesday morning. So a lot happening. Stay tuned to Fox 10. We'll keep you updated for sure. It may be one of those deals, if you have plans on Tuesday, you really need to check in with Michael that morning and see what the road conditions are doing to see if that icing has occurred on some of those roadways. That's something you're going to want to find out. And if you do have to be out and about, like say you work on Tuesday or Monday afternoon or Monday evening, just make sure that you take extra precautions around bridges and overpasses and be very careful and follow any signs or anything like that. So that's it for now. Meteorologist Matt Barentine. It is just after 8 in the morning. We'll be back on tonight at 9 o'clock. More updates on all this. Of course, tomorrow morning, Michael will be here. Once again, if you're a NASCAR fan, of course, we have the Daytona 500 on Fox this afternoon. Anticipate delays with that. They're likely going to get them, okay? There's just a lot of rain around. They almost certainly will get delays. So we'll see about that. If that gets delayed into tomorrow, they're going to have issues tomorrow too. So it could be really touch and go for the NASCAR race for Daytona 500. So we'll watch out for that as well. So a lot going on. I know I've been rambling. I'll check in with you later. Have yourselves a great Sunday, a great Valentine's Day, and we'll catch up with you soon. Bye now.